Naval Warfare is finally here! Woo! Let's go, boys and girls! Let's go! I love being wet. I love swimming across the whole map without a boat and give up and press redeploy, cause reasons. Woo! Naval Warfare! Woo! Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that intro. So welcome to Battlefield 1 Podcast, the best Battlefield-related podcast on the planet. We talk about Battlefield and only Battlefield. I'm your host, Tom, also known as TheLankySoldier, and here's the plan for today. So we are being joined by Ray, my co-host, who abandoned me and this show for his own child. I know, how dare he, the selfish prick. Anyway, so he's joining us, but only for the last half of the episode because time zones are annoying and I have to go somewhere as we're done recording, so that's the plan for today. So we're just gonna go through all the Season 4 news and announcements and the roadmap and the patch notes and the leaks and everything, just quickly cover it. I'll just cover it for the first 20-30 minutes, and after that Ray will join us and then we can talk about the rest of the stuff in a more relaxed manner. So that's the plan for the day. Oh, sorry, I burped. I drank the Monster can before I started recording. So anyway, so that's the plan. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's talk about Battlefield.
But then when you've got Angel screaming, Angel does it again, and
that was something, right?
That was something.
I'm sorry, you canceled the support for the game a month ago.
Why would they even host a trade?
I don't know.
And I sit down and he picks up one donut and eats it. So you want to QA games?
When the rubber meets the road, they're gonna be like, oh my god, I don't like seeing Mario get his skull smashed.
Oh, I would love
It
to see
doesn't
that.
work.
I would love to
Yeah,
see that.
again.
So of course, as usual, if you're new here, thank you guys for choosing us to be your entertainment for the next hour. Even if you're here for 10 minutes, doesn't matter. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for interacting with us. And thank you our Patreon supporters, that been supporting us for the last 2 years, basically. Patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. That's Patreon.com/TheLankySoldier for extra content, extra live streams and episodes, all that kind of stuff, early access, of course. So without you guys, without our Patreon supporters, this show would not exist. So thank you guys so much. Please check out, please support us. $2 or $5. It means a lot, in this economy, it means a lot. So thank you guys for all the support and everything. We're doing our best to provide you the best show possible, and this show would not exist without your, financial support. So thank you guys for checking out. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you for everything. Literally, thank you for listening to this podcast. It means the world to me. So thank you guys so much. So patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. That's patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. Thank you guys for everything. And before we continue, of course, like I've been saying for the last month now, so there's a Q&A happening in August. So if you want to ask us, me or Ray or anyone else that was on this show, if you want to ask any particular question about the show, about Battlefield, about other Battlefield games, something maybe outside Battlefield, maybe something personal to us. If you have any questions towards us, please go to the description of this episode and click on the first link you see, what basically redirects you to the Google Docs document or Google Forms document, and you can type your question there. I don't need your email, I don't need anything, it's just 5 seconds. Just click on the link, it opens the Google document, and you can type in your question and you can ask us anything. You can ask as many questions as you want, you can ask anything you want. If you want to insult us, you can do that. Use that Google Forms document, and you have it until the 1st of August to ask us any question you want, and we're going to answer them in the Q&A episode that is happening in August. So I will not explain why that Q&A is happening in August, but that's the thing. So you have 2-3 weeks, 2 weeks mostly, to ask us anything you feel like it, and we're going to answer that question in the next upcoming episode in August. So have any questions? No matter how personal or deep or stupid they are, ask us, just ask us, ask anything you feel like it, and it's going to be a Q&A episode in August. So if you have any questions, ask away, literally, just ask away. It's easy, it's 5 seconds, and you can ask as many questions as you want, it's fine. Last time we did a Q&A, we had over 100 questions, and it was almost a 2-hour episode. So if you have anything important that you want to be answered, please ask away. So yeah, so that's the plan. Ray is coming soon, in 20-30 minutes. I'm looking at my time right now. So I'm just gonna cover all the important stuff for Season 4, and we'll have a nice discussion about all of it. So yeah, that's the plan. So let's start with the most important thing. Season 4, Naval Warfare, is finally here. So, Season 4 is finally here. Naval Warfare is finally here. We have patch notes, we have news, we have leaks, and we have a roadmap, all that kind of stuff. So I say we straight up go, just cover the whole roadmap. Just go, because it's just much easier to cover all of it. So the first, wait, how's it called? I actually don't know how the season is called. Okay, so all right, I know the names of the stages of the. Okay, so the first stage, which is July 21st, and I'm recording this on the 18th. So you're on Patreon. If you're on Patreon, you listen to this now on the 18th of July, but if you're listening to this on the public feeds, you listen to this 24 hours before the season drops. So, anyway, so I don't have to explain. Anyways, so the first stage for Season 4 is called Pacific Front. And of course, we already knew we're getting the new map Suru Reef, the biggest map in Battlefield 6, much bigger than Golmud. Then we're getting reboats from RedSec. We're getting a new attack boat, I guess. I don't know what to call it. It has a name, RCB-90, but it's just basically a new attack boat from Battlefield 4. Basically that. It's not the same, but it's that. New ranked season for RedSec, and 3 new weapons that is coming tomorrow, today, whatever. So that's the first stage for this new season. And I will talk about how I feel about it in a moment, but let's just go through it quickly. So the second stage starts on 18th of August. It's called Top Gun. So we're getting finally our Wake Island. We're getting Carrier Strike, which is the carrier assault from Battlefield 4. Apparently improved and all that kind of stuff. So great. A lot of people asked for Carrier Assault. I did not believe we're going to get it, but here we are. We're getting Carrier Assault. So there's a new Gauntlet mode. RedSec is getting a new POI, new point of interest. So it's going to be like a destroyed aircraft carrier somewhere on the edge of the map, and we're getting a new sniper rifle. We're getting like we're getting spectator mode. We're getting custom lobbies, and we're getting 2 new jets that apparently will be both available for NATO and the Pax Armata factions. So that's the second stage of this season, and the last stage of the season, which is called Tile Strike, and it starts on the 15th of September. We're getting a new event called Collection Event. I guess it's just the mini pass and all that kind of stuff. So they have a show skin there. For RedSec, we're getting the Phantom program, which is the Easter egg hunting, all that kind of stuff. So okay, whatever. And we're getting the proximity shot. Great. And we're getting a new melee weapon. Great. So yeah. So we'll start with like the most obvious thing is like I was thinking if should we cover the first or the second. You know what? Let's cover the first stage of the season. So long story short, like the way I feel about the first stage, just like going around the content, all that kind of stuff, it's a very nothing type of season. It literally is nothing type of season. And the patch notes were released for this update that is happening tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, in 3 days, but in tomorrow. Anyway, then that's when the season 4 drops. We have patch notes and everything. I'm not gonna read you the patch notes, and I went through the patch notes about this season and everything. I was going through them like, okay, we're getting a new map, we're getting a vehicle from RedSec in the multiplayer, and we're getting attack boat. So basically the newest thing that we're getting this Tuesday is basically a new map, a new boat, a new vehicle basically. Ranked is being reset because the new season, and we're getting 2 new weapons and a battle pass basically. That's the only thing we're getting on Tuesday. And I was going through the patch notes saying like maybe there's something else, like maybe some important updates are happening, something, right? Something that's just like happening. No, it's a very light update. Yes, the patch notes are meaty, pages of patch notes, in quotation. But half of it is literally just talking about, oh yeah, we improved the swimming, and they explain how they improved the swimming, and that basically like, oh yeah, you can dive now. Oh, this is how your character interacts with water now. Oh, you can do this in water, and revive in water, all that kind of stuff. Which is great, but does that deserve to be in the patch notes? If you know what I mean, right? Does it deserve to be in the patch notes as like some sort of important patch note, like, oh yeah, this how much the game is changed. Like, yeah, like to me personally, because naval, we know the whole map is about naval warfare, right? Air, sea, and land, all that kind of stuff, right? Having patch notes that, hey, we redesign how water works and how you interact with water. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a hard thing to do. Water is one of the most difficult things to do in video games. I know that. That's fine. But I don't think half of the patch notes deserve to be covered by, oh, we improve interaction with water. Basically, how your character interacts, how the vehicles interact, and everything. Like, to me, it's just common sense, right? To me, it's like, well, yeah, that's the whole point of the new map. That's the whole season, right? I don't think that's supposed to be in the patch notes because I expect that as like standard, I guess. I don't know what to call it. It's just like that kind of like annoyed me. It's like, well, yeah, we expect that because that's what you expect from a naval warfare type of map, especially when it comes to like we getting 2 naval maps, like we getting Tsuru Reef and we're getting Wake Island, right? So I expect some changes to the swimming. Like there was some leaked videos of people using the new swimming mechanics and everything, and that looks good. Don't get me wrong, it looks really, really good. It like looks really fine and everything's like, and I think it's gonna slap in RedSec, for example. But I'm just like, but that's expected, right? That's that should not be in the half of the patch notes. It should, like, yeah, new technology and everything. It's like the game is different now because of, but does it deserve to be half of the patch notes? You know what I mean? So I was going through like all the rest of the patch notes for this first stage of the season, and it's just loads of UI changes, loads of quality of life stuff, which is great. Don't get me wrong, it's great. Like, yeah. Some audio stuff, but it's but nothing about footsteps, for example. There's some AI stuff. RedSec is barely. Actually, speaking of barely, RedSec is not getting any updates whatsoever. The only update I saw that from RedSec is just like, oh yeah, okay, they nerfed the grenade launcher for the assault rifle. And they have a new season for ranked, which actually removed vehicles, which is, listen to the last episode where I talk about that, because I had a very passionate 45-minute rant about this whole fucking nonsense. But yeah, competitive, nice to have competitive competitive ranked and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, so that's that. So nothing's happening in this particular update. There's literally nothing happening in this update that just like, oh yeah, I really want to play the new content and all this. Like, yeah, sure, we're getting new battle pass if you really care about that. Sure, we're getting one new map. Great, that is. I think I said it last episode or 2 episodes ago. I don't remember when. That I don't think I'm gonna enjoy the season that much because I just naval warfare, naval type of maps are not my favorite type of maps. Wake Island, you know what? Wake Island is Wake Island, so there might be some enjoyment there. To be fair, I never really enjoyed Wake Island anyway because I just not my type of map. So the best part about this whole season will definitely be the second stage of the season, which starts at 18th of August, and I'm gonna be gone, for then, so I'm not gonna be there on launch day experiencing all of that. But I'll a week late. I'll be late a week after the anyway. Not the point. The most important thing is gonna be the second stage because we're getting another new map. RedSec is getting some updates. There's a new mode for Top Gun. Speaking of, we need to talk about that. And we're getting Carrier Assault, which is gonna be very exciting to play because actually I should maybe next episode or maybe after that I should talk about the returning game modes they've been doing, like Observation or Carrier Assault Operations or whatever, right? And I think I should talk about it because I love the fact that the modes that never really got the love back in the older games like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, they're getting so much love and so much attention in this new, in Battlefield 6. Like, so it's like 10 years later, they're finally getting the love and attention they deserve, and people actually appreciate these modes, and people want them to stay on a regular basis. It's kind of funny how that works. Like, you might release something 10 years ago, right? And people did not appreciate that much, but times move on, everything, we are a bit more older, a bit more different, people. We a bit appreciate something we had before, and people start to appreciate these modes a bit more. So I kind of like it. That's kind of like, it's very smart of them to return these modes into the game, because it's just like, yeah, here's all the best. Because it's not like it was a bad mode back in. Like, yeah, it wasn't perfect. Like, Carrier Assault in Battlefield 4 was not perfect, but it was interesting concept. So why not improve on that concept? So I'm glad they are. So yeah, let's talk. Yeah, so like I said, the first stage of season 4 is basically a nothing burger, just a new map, new weapons, and new battle pass, and that's it. That's basically the whole thing happening for the rest of the month. Some people will be okay with that. I'm kind of just like, I guess I don't mind, because it's just only for a month, and whatever the case may be. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, I can see a lot of people just gonna be really disappointed. There's nothing. There's nothing. Not even the patch notes. There's nothing in good. In the patch notes, there's nothing that says, oh yeah, I have to really play this right now. Oh, because it's so good. I don't know. Just like, yeah, some quality stuff, like quality of life stuff. Sure, but it's not nothing much. It's not even. There's not even like weapon balance or anything happening. Okay. Alright. Let's say, okay, water gameplay improvements, player movement, combat polish, sure, which is just sliding, fixes to the sliding in certain extreme cases. Again, the vehicle and water interaction updates, which is basically the first note they mentioned. UI and HUD and menu clarity, again, like quality of slide, all audio improvements. Like, yeah, I'm reading this. There's like a seven bullet points about this upcoming update, and there's like nothing there. Nothing that just like, oh yeah, I'm so excited. I don't know. And then, like I said, this season's not gonna be probably my favorite, because I just don't enjoy Naval Warfare maps that much. I'd never enjoyed it in Battlefield. Well, we didn't have anything in Battlefield 3. Battlefield 4 was like the most one that we had Naval Warfare like on a big scale. And sometimes it works, sometimes it didn't. It all depends on the map. From what I see in the leaks, it doesn't look fun. Doesn't look fun, unfortunately, to me at least. But again, I will judge that. We're gonna do impressions on the next episode about this whole map and, the weapons and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It doesn't look good. Did not look good. And from what from what people told me from the labs playtest, people's like, yeah, this is not the greatest map ever. It doesn't really, like, they had like 100 players on it too, and it was like, this is kind of garbage. Even if it's bad with 100 players, boy, it's gonna be fucking garbage with 64 players. Again, I don't know. I don't want to judge it too fast, because I want to play it first. But I already have some sort of expectations for this map, and I don't think they're gonna be that positive. But that's gonna be for the next episode. Regarding stage 2 of season 4, which is the most meaty one. So we like I said, we're getting Wake Island, we're getting Carrier Assault. For anyone that doesn't, actually, I'm not gonna explain Carrier Assault right now, because it's not the point. If you know, you know. I'll explain next episode. We're getting a new Gauntlet mode. I presume it's Gauntlet mode, and we're getting a new POI for RedSec map, which is the BR map. And we're getting a new sniper rifle. We're getting Spectator mode. We're getting custom lobbies, and we're getting 2 new jets. So that sounds exciting. Regarding Top Gun, the collaboration. So for anyone that doesn't know, if you haven't seen the announcement, Battlefield 6 is having a collaboration with Top Gun. So the franchise Top Gun, the movie franchise where Tom Cruise flying jets. That franchise, right? So they announced a collaboration with that franchise, that movie franchise, which is owned by Paramount. And you'll be able to get some skins of the characters. Two characters from the movie, and in the wallpaper they show there's like some other characters that you can probably get. It's just like, it's not the characters, they're like generic pilot skins. Anyway, so you can get skins for these characters, right? And it's not Tom Cruise, it's what's his name? Miles Tyler, that's his name. Anyway, so the guy that plays Mr. Fantastic in the amazing Fantastic Four movie that happened 10 years ago, whenever that was. I don't know, that really horrible one. Anyway, so he's a good actor, I like him, but we're getting him, his character skin in the game. And a lot of people, of course, like, oh, didn't Battlefield was literally mocking Call of Duty for having collaborations, you know, with famous actors, all that kind of stuff, right? Ridiculous skins, and now we're getting an actual real life, you know, actor portraying a character from a movie skin in the game. You know, my immersion, my realism, all that kind of stuff, right? Is that a bad thing? Like, here's the thing. A year before even Battlefield 6 was announced, on this show, on this podcast, I can't remember which episode was it, but it was 2042 was on its last legs. I mean, it was maybe, it's one of the episodes before 20th. Just that's all I remember. I don't remember which episode was it, but a year before Battlefield 6 was announced. Before Battlefield 6 was announced, a year, I said that the next Battlefield game, which is Battlefield 6, will have some sort of collaborations happening in the game. Whether you like it or not, it's happening. Because if you look at Call of Duty or look at Fortnite and everything, that shit prints money. People buy them, people interact with that, and it brings awareness to other franchises. So that's why other franchises are more than okay putting their franchise, their IP, intellectual property, into someone's game, because it brings awareness to that brand. So Top Gun and Battlefield 6 have a collaboration, and that's Ray is messaging me about. Okay, Ray is just messaging me about it. He's gonna be on in 10 minutes. So, oh, for fuck's sake, what now? Okay, cool. So anyway, so I don't mind the Top Gun collaboration in Battlefield 6, and I said Battlefield 6 will have collaborations. It will have collabs and everything, because they print money, because people interact with that. It just makes sense. That being said, people are bitching like, well, Battlefield promised no collaborations because they were making fun of Call of Duty. There's a difference between making fun of bad collaborations for their game and accepting good ones. We already had 511 collab in Battlefield 6, so, you know, the clothing brand. And now we're getting Top Gun collab in Battlefield 6. You know what? I always said, the collabs are not the problem. It's how they approach the collabs in the game. Does it make sense for the game? Does it make sense in the universe? Does it make sense for the whole, you know, aesthetic and all that kind of stuff, right? Does it make any sense to the game? And Top Gun, which is about flying fighter jets and fighting, you know, other fighter jets, makes sense. Yes, you get the actor guy as a skin. Cool, but he's such a but the way he is, right? He portrayed in the in the poster and all the kind of stuff, and the way he's portrayed in the movie, it's like you will not notice. Yeah, you will maybe note if you never seen a movie, if you never seen Top Gun. You would never, or you don't even know who the actor is. You would have no idea who this guy is, and you would just think, oh, it's a cool skin in Battlefield 6. If you never seen a movie or don't really care about the actors or everything, you would never even pay attention. Like, oh yeah, that's a cool pilot skin. That's it. So, I think it works. I think that's the line that they cannot cross. I think this is the most they can do, honestly. Just which I personally. I agree with everyone else that you should not cross the line that is a bit too much. And this is fine. In my opinion, this collab, the Top Gun collab that is happening, I think this is fine because it makes sense. It's not too ridiculous, but it's a collab that you recognize the IP, but it still makes sense in this Battlefield 6 universe. You know, in this aesthetic that is Battlefield 6, right? It makes sense. It's not too ridiculous. It's just a bunch of pilots. It just happened to be from a movie and to be famous actors. That's it. Like, when you're gonna play the game, you're not gonna be, you know, distracted by, oh, it's the Mr. Fantastic from Fantastic Four movie. Not Fantastic. Yeah, Fantastic Four movie. Like, you're not gonna get distracted by the actor being in the game, because he's gonna just blend in with everything else in the game, because it's just that aesthetic. So I think that's the way they should approach it. And, you know, funny enough, if you've been watching any news and stuff about Call of Duty, Infinity Ward has been saying, listen, for the Modern Warfare 4, we're not doing anything ridiculous. We promise you we're not going to do anything ridiculous. We're going to have collabs. Of course we're going to have it. But all the collabs we're going to make for Modern Warfare 4 is going to be aesthetically, important. They will aesthetically be no different from everything we have in the game. And that's fine. That's what Infinity Ward is saying. So, and that's what Battlefield is treading they're not crossing that line. Yes, it's a big famous franchise coming to Battlefield 6 that you can buy skins of a famous actor, of a character he plays in the movie. Sure. But it's not the most ridiculous thing in the game. And that's important. That's important. So that's my thoughts about the collabs. And people are like, oh, they said they won't do it. Listen, guys, I said it a year before the game was announced. Even before that. As soon as Battlefield 2042 got a Dead Space and a Mass Effect collab skins in the game, that was it. That was the confirmation. We're gonna get collabs in the next Battlefield game because they print freaking money. That was obvious. And you were a fool if you think it would that not happen. 2 years ago when I said that. It's on the record. You can find my old episode somewhere talking about just like, it's obvious. Duh. Of course we're gonna get some collab in Battlefield 6. But as long as the collab makes sense and works well with the aesthetic of the game, what's the problem? I see no problem. People can buy some skins for the characters or whatever, and we're getting probably, from what I've seen from the roadmap, a cool skin. No, sorry, not skin. We're getting a air superiority type of mode in Gauntlet. Like that's kind of cool. I don't mind it. Let's go. I don't fly jets, but this might be a good reason for me to finally set up my controller and try to learn how to fly jets, because I don't know why. For the more than a decade of playing Battlefield, I never learned how to fly jets. Just, I don't know, something about air vehicles just doesn't click with me. It's not me, I guess. So that's that. That's my opinion about the collab. It's like, whatever, it makes sense. And of course, spectator mode. Oh yeah, spectator mode. I have to mention quickly spectator mode. So the spectator mode is only in private matches. So that I have to clarify that, because there's some stuff that been said, like, oh yeah, you can spectate other players. And spectator mode is coming. And it has the Battlefield Labs tag on it in the roadmap. And from what I learned, it's only in private matches. Spectator mode. Unfortunate. But because it's there already, I'll take it. I know it's unfortunate people have to have spectator mode, in public matches, all that kind of stuff, to, film something, to record something, or whatever the case may be, film cinematics. Great. But it's not coming to public matches yet. It's coming to even RedSec, BR. Great. So that means watching comparative matches, organizing comparative matches, all that kind of stuff. That's great, But the problem is it's coming in private matches. So that's unfortunate. For now. Oh, custom lobbies. So in the custom lobbies, they posted a video, like a 5-minute video, basically talking about the roadmap, and they showed how the custom lobbies work. So I don't think, was it custom lobbies or anything? So they were talking about Portal, right? And they showcased how can you now manage people in Portal, because right now we don't have a management, team management in Portal. So you can select admins, you can put specific players on a specific team, all that kind of stuff. We don't have that in Portal right now, and that's basically coming with the stage 2 of this season, which is great. Again, very good. But it's also under the Battlefield Labs tag, so it's still work in progress. It's not the finished product. So that's that. Well, we'll talk about that a bit later on. It's not important now. And of course, the new sniper rifle. Oh yeah, I haven't even talked about the new weapons. You know what? They're fine. I'm not gonna mention much. It's mostly because we're getting a new sniper rifle, we're getting a new assault rifle, we're getting a new carbine, and we're getting a new DMR, which is the asphalt, basically automatic asphalt and all that. Anyway, so new weapons. We'll see. It will be in the next episode. If I play with any of the new weapons, I'll tell you how they feel, and I'll tell you if they're any good. And the third stage, there's no point to talk about yet, but nothing much happening in that stage, unfortunately. The Easter egg hunt, the Phantom program, if anyone knows how that went in Battlefield 4, I lost my shit with that. So I don't really care. I cared back in the day. I don't care anymore. Easter eggs, I don't care about Easter eggs anymore because I think they just become... Easter eggs back in the day, they were interesting to cover and do just because it was something unique. Something different and unique, and it's like, oh yeah, there's a mystery behind it. Now just like, now we expect a mystery, and it was like basically a puzzle, and you know what, I don't really care. It's not for me. If people enjoy that, good for them. You know, enjoy that, you know, Easter egg hunt. It's not for me anymore, but that's me. And proximity chat. Proximity chat is coming finally into the game, but September 15th. So that's unfortunate. So in 2 months, we're gonna get proximity chat. So I kind of unfortunate that it takes so long for proximity chat to come in. And also the proximity chat has a Battlefield Labs tag too. That means it's still work in progress. So that's not great. And from this, everything I see right now for stage 3, it's basically nothing. Nothing's happening in stage 3 other than, you know, a new mini battle pass, proximity chat, and then that's it. That's it. That's all it's happening. So maybe there will be some gameplay changes or whatever the case may be, or whatever. But at the moment, it's not looking good for that stage. So it's gonna be very like, well, yeah. So that's that. Okay. So regarding season, okay. Quick mention before I go with Ray will join us. There was a community post by Battlefield before all this season 4 stuff got announced and dropped. Before that, they dropped a community update, and they basically talking about, oh, how the game is going. Like, oh yeah, here's, you know, how people perceive Battlefield 6. Or, oh, how people feel about Battlefield 6 right now. You know, here's the results from the survey, all that kind of stuff, right? So they just explain the progress of the game since launch, like, you know, what they achieved, what changed, all that kind of stuff. And I went through it. It's like nothing much. It's like, oh, what people enjoy, the community experiences, worth trying, you know, Portal experiences here. They talk about combat, quality of life, what they did, all that kind of stuff. Sure, that's fine. You know, they're just basically patting themselves on the back, and that's it. But the most important thing to me, so season 3 by numbers. So this is the most important thing. So Railway to Golmud became the most played map during season 3. Cairo Bazaar, I think, the 3rd most played map. 2nd most played map was Contaminate. Interesting stats. Cairo Bazaar, okay, yeah, they talk about that. The return of operation has drained more than 413 million hours of explosive gameplay. So that's quite a lot. So Operation is doing numbers. People love Operation. Ranked Battle Royale, now that's the most important thing. This is what caught my eye. Ranked Battle Royale has already surpassed 1 billion gameplay hours, with competitors continuing to climb the ladder and earn their place among Battlefield's best. That is insane. That is insane. 1 billion gameplay hours. This is compared to Golmud's, you know, people play 16 million hours playing on Golmud. Apparently, that's amazing. Just like, sure, I will talk about this like on the next episode, all that kind of stuff. But I'm just like, oh my god! And people say RedSec is dead. RedSec is doing numbers, people. Numbers. Also, the race for the most played mode has never been closer. Throughout season 3, Conquest, Breakthrough, and Battle Royale all rank within the roughly 200 million player gameplay hours of one of another, showing how diverse the community is. So Conquest, Breakthrough, and Battle Royale are the most played modes they have, and RedSec is doing well. Multiplayer is doing well. They're all in the same wavelength, right? So people, you know, jump around, and it's a huge success for them. That's all it is. So yeah, that was enough. So I will talk about this like at the next episode, just because we're kind of running out of time. But yeah, RedSec is doing numbers. I'm telling you, numbers. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this when Ray's here. So anyway, so let's join with Ray, because I need to call him right now so we can actually start talking. Anyway, Ray, how you been?
Having fun being a parent.
Fair. So how's
yeah,
Battlefield?
He's a handful. I'm not gonna say otherwise. How's who?
How's Battlefield? I'm just saying.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
The last time I got it, I actually want to take and hop on at some point today in order to try and finish my pass out. Since I kind of paid for it this go around. I know, filthy casual that I am. Um, But I liked seeing this. I don't know if we're gonna get into it already, but the whole new announcement shit's kind of got me a
So
little pulled out
I was
there.
literally talking about all this. So just also, if you guys care about how Ray is doing as a parent, subscribe to Patreon. Patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. Just saying.
That's what Patreon's for. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not
literally,
here
that's
for
what
that
the
right now.
Patreon is. Literally, just we talk about shit that outside this podcast, which is about our lives and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, I was literally covering all the stuff right now. The plan was to cover me covering all the basics, and then we talk about it casually. So anyway, Naval Warfare, how you feel about it?
You know what? It's as long as it shapes up and lives up to the hype that they're putting behind it, I think they might actually get a winner out of this one. I mean, the map looks pretty neat. It's a pretty awesome combination of all of the naval maps that we've liked over the years. Um, the boats. We get boats. We get B words now. Yay. It. I just I want to see more of it. Besides just a trailer with a cheeky little hint at a crossover event going on, and we'll get on that here a little bit later too. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of excited for it. I really am, because this is kind of like where it's like, all right, this is basically what we've asked for to a sense. They went back, they took all of the good stuff that we liked from all the old naval warfare maps that we had in Battlefield 4, and it seems like they kind of went in the right direction with this one. So I'm hoping it stays that way. Now, will my opinion change on launch date and I get my hands on the map and I go, oh my God, this thing sucks? Potentially. I mean, I was like that with Parasol Storm at first too. I like the look of Parasol
I
Storm.
did mention the first stage is it's nothing burger. It's just a new map and a new boat and new weapons, and that's it.
Yeah. The big bread is the whole.
The second stage is the big bread, because we're
Yeah.
getting Carrier Assault, we're getting Wake Island, Grand Spectator mode, and custom lobbies are private thing in private lobbies, but that's all the meat and potatoes.
Wait a minute. Hold the train up here for a second.
Yeah.
So Spectator mode is only going to be just for Portal.
For now, yes.
I hope I hope that for now it does not have an asterisk at the end of it, because
It does have
it
does have a
good move
Battlefield
real
Labs tag
quick.
on it. That's why it has a Battlefield Labs tag on it, which means it's still in production, still at work.
All right, I'm gonna say this right here and now to anybody who might be listening on the development team: don't make this a temporary thing. Just do it, for God's sakes. Just do it. And the dumb part about it is, what kind of has me aggravated is, you guys are giving us a damn spectator mode, and I can't help Tom with shit right now. Fuck you, people.
I was thinking about it, but here's the thing: with spectator mode, like, sure, but I don't know. Is it for me right now? Spectator mode is not the most important thing. Like, for example, proximity chat, for example, coming.
Yeah, now that's like, holy shit, yes.
That's 15th of September, by the way. That's like 2 months from now.
Mother of God.
That's like a year later. Basically, a year later, we finally get spectator mode. Like, listen,
My son will know how to crawl by then. Jesus
I just
Christ.
realized that the season 5 will start as soon as the anniversary of this game will start. I just realized something.
Wild.
Yeah,
That's wild. A year later, and we're only 5 seasons in.
Wait, the game came out October, right, or November?
Yes, October.
So yeah, so as soon as season 5 will start, that's gonna be the anniversary for Battlefield 6.
Yeah, that's I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because it kind of, on paper, when you say it, oh, we've had the game out for a year, and we've only managed to get through 5 seasons.
Well, it's not the seasons.
Yeah, when you say it like that, it kind of sounds like bad.
How much the game changed since the game came out?
Yeah, there's that too. And not necessarily for the better either in some cases. I know there's a lot of people that are sitting out there going, "Oh, I mean," and it's everyone's going to be conflicted as far as what's good and what's been this whole time, to be honest with you. And that's everybody's right. Nobody's ever going to be 100% agree on, this is great, this is bad. And, the battle dads want this, and the younger crowd wants this, and then the Twitch shooters and the blah, 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 and the streamers. No, everybody wants to eat at the buffet, but everybody wants like something specific from the buffet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
as long as everybody's still eating at the buffet, I don't see a problem with it. Even if the fried chicken doesn't get touched and everybody wants to go to the shrimp bar more so than anything else, I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is when the shrimp platter lovers start shitting on the chicken lovers just because nobody's really eating the chicken and there's nothing fucking wrong with it. Now, if there was something wrong with it, like it was giving people fucking explosive diarrhea, like what Taco Bell is right now, that's a
No,
different story.
like the December update.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
So
god.
there's caveats to this now.
Yeah, like the December update. For anyone that doesn't know or joining us like late for the podcast, like December update was so horrible.
It was a damn shit show.
It was a shit show. Yeah, December update. But how you feel about the collab though? I said my piece personally. I don't mind as long as it makes sense. But also, I said
And it does make sense though. But here's my thing: is it very topical though? Because Top Gun Maverick came out 4 years ago? The movie came out in 2022.
Does it matter though?
It kind of does, because there's a reason why South Park works the way it does, because they stay up to date and stay prominent with things. Now, I'm not saying that having a Top Gun Maverick collab in Battlefield 6 doesn't make sense. My God, it makes all of the sense. I mean, hell, a Red Dawn collab would make fucking sense, and that movie is like 38 years old. There's some movies that make sense to collab with this game, regardless of their age. But that having been said, if they would have been like, we're going to do an original Top Gun collab, I'd be like, all right, cool. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, we're going to do a collab with a 30-year-old movie. Nobody really does that. That's kind of new. That's awesome. But now when you look at it, it's like, oh, we're doing a collab with a 4-year-old movie.
Well,
you get where I'm getting at. There's like a level of prestige that's implied with that. And I know I'm nitpicking. I get it. But
yeah,
at the
the
same
presentation
time,
it's Top Gun entirely, like whole franchise of Top Gun, but we're getting the actors from the latest movie. So it's just like, I don't know, it just like depends how you look at it, I guess.
So one of two things happened: either they couldn't afford Tom Cruise's likeness, and
they could
and
not, because obviously
likeness, because guaranteed, because Tom Cruise is that's a high 8-digit bill there, kids.
I read somewhere that Tom Cruise doesn't want his likeness to be in video games, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Bullshit. I'm pretty sure his likeness. I don't know. Hang on here a second.
I actually don't know about that.
Before I open my mouth and say anything, let us turn to the trustworthy.
Okay, but
Google
realistically,
Tom Cruise even true, because I know there's been video games made like off of his movies and shit, and yeah, his likeness. Wait, hold on here. Hold on.
But realistically, do you want Tom Cruise himself in the Battlefield game when Battlefield themselves were making fun of collaborations from Call of Duty before the game came out? I kind of agree with
no, that is absolutely fucking true.
So he doesn't want his likeness in games.
Tom Cruise has strictly never appeared in a video game or allowed his likeness to be used. While there are video games based on his movie franchises like Mission Impossible and The Mummy, his contracts prohibit developers from digitally recreating him or portraying his characters. That is all right. That really kind of doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, I get that he is the way that he is with stuff, and I'm not going to sin it, from one actor to a god of the industry, in a sense. I don't sin it. It's kind of weird, though, that he doesn't, you know what I mean? Because you'd think...
He's an interesting guy, what can I say?
He is very interesting. I mean, this man was almost fucking Iron Man at one point, for God's sakes.
Oh, yeah.
For something, though.
Oh, my God. I don't know if you...
He would have bankrupted Marvel before they even got off the ground.
Before the Doctor Strange movie came out, was it Multiverse of Madness or something like that? There was so many leaks and tears and everything, like, oh yeah, it's gonna be Iron Man, it's gonna be the Tom Cruise Iron Man because it's a multiverse and all that kind of stuff. Nothing really happened in the movie. I'm like, that movie was disappointing.
It turned out to be this big old nothing burger.
Yeah, literally nothing burger.
That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
anyway, back on subject. Just using the newer actors, it's still, again, it's kind of weird. Now understanding that Tom Cruise doesn't do video game appearances and shit, I kind of can understand why we didn't pull anybody from the previous movie. I mean, for God's sakes, nobody's gonna who the fuck is Merlin? You know what I mean? Unless you're like a fan of the original movie, you're not gonna have any fucking clue who that character is. You know, Iceman made like a 5-second appearance in the newer movie. Unless you've watched the original movie, you have no idea who Val Kilmer's character is, or why his character was important in the
But
first place.
but here's the thing: if you never watched Top Gun and you just play Battlefield and you never have no idea that there's a Top Gun collaboration, you will not even care or notice that there's something unusual about this. Which
Yeah.
is it's the best way to approach it, honestly.
My big curiosity is how are the movie actors fitting into this exactly? Like, are they going to be skins?
They're gonna be skins.
So
Apparently, they mentioned they're gonna be skins.
so now, okay, let me kind of just point this bit out here and let the community do what they will with it. We're gonna have Navy pilots on the ground in full infantry gear.
Well, we're
As
gonna
infantry.
have scuba diving at Cairo Bazaar. What's the difference?
I mean, listen, JTAF, don't get me wrong, JTAF is great, but I don't think I've ever seen a Navy pilot just, go boots on the ground.
Yeah, but we had in Battlefield 4 when we had about in Battlefield 4 when you drop a freaking
Somebody's gonna get stabbed by Rooster.
So, no, but here's the thing: we have
I'm gonna buy that skin just to fuck with people.
yeah, we have
Hey,
pilot skins
proximity
in
chat,
Battlefield.
let's
Yeah,
do this.
we have pilot skins in Battlefield 4. The people that ram the fucking jet into and they're just walking around and capturing objectives as normal. You can come up with some dumb reason why there's a pilot skin on on Cairo or somewhere else, or why there's a guy with scuba, diving equipment on freaking in the middle of the desert, right? You can find a stupid explanation.
Yeah, I mean, if it's it being a set skin, it's a set skin. I get it. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, if we're gonna have pilot skins, then the pilot skin should spawn when you are doing pilot stuff. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, you spawn in a jet, you have your pilot skin. You get to set your pilot skin in the customization menu for that aircraft. Okay, if I want to have a specific skin for a helicopter pilot or this, you could even expand on this a little bit and get into like tank operators and engineering classes and shit like that are specified for the vehicle. If you want to spawn in it and have a special specified class for that, I think that would be a logical step forward in order to use these skins instead of just, we're going to throw them in the main menu and fucking buy them if you want to. And that's where they're going to live. They're forever going to stay there like the rest of the other skins. There's not going to be anything unique about them other than the fact that they're licensed and, they're this environment. You know what I mean? I would even, that even opens up the door of, okay, now could we potentially maybe have a method in order to set what skins you want per map?
I saw people asking for that.
That would kind of be a nice, neat little feature in order to kind of expand upon.
I just don't
if
know
we're gonna
how
go
would you
this
do
route
that
with
though.
space route.
I like from a logistical point of view. Do you select for each map? How do you have to make a list, or the maps are designated biomes somehow? Like I don't know how logistical.
There's a little bit more complexity to it, or it could be more complex. But at the end of the day, the base way to do it would basically just be, okay, for this map, for your assault, your engineer, your support, and your recon class, you pick the skins that you're going to apply on that map. And when you spawn in that class, that skin is just automatically applied. Same thing with packs and vehicles, etc., etc. Now, what I would argue is it would probably be something, say, in like the customization menu itself. You just have like a little button up above where the Pax Armada and the NATO swap is, okay? That just says map select. And it could just be a tick box. You just click that, and then it goes right to it and goes, you want to run these skins on this map, this, and this. And just once it's set, it's done, and it's over with. Now, you can override that in the menu if you want to. That would be, you're not going to lock the player to that skin. I mean, if they want to change it mid-game, then they can. But at least they have the option of starting the game with a themed skin, and, you're not running snow camo in a jungle environment.
Yeah.
And I know some people are going to sit there and go, well, that's just going to make the visibility worse. The problem is that's the point of camo, guys. It is what it is. I don't like the visibility as much as anybody else either. But then again, as somebody has pointed out to me, I run with higher graphics settings, so I see more foliage. So I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot.
Oh
But
my
then again,
god!
at the same
Oh my
time,
god!
I'm still. Then again, at the same time,
Oh
I'm
my!
still maintaining good shots, good fucking KD. So I'm
I will
putting
never
myself on
forget that
hard mode.
moment.
Suck it, scrubs.
I will never forget that moment. We fucking played RedSec duos, and I'm telling you, there's a guy literally in front of you. You could not
And
see
I
him.
can't see him because I
can't-
had a bush there.
You literally had a bush, and then I show my screenshot, like what I saw in spectator mode, like spectating you while being dead. I have no bush. I see that guy, and you don't.
See, and not that I want to sidestep or get into another subject, but since we brought this up, graphics rendering settings aside, I really think in this day and age, that shit is wrong. If you're playing on low graphic settings and I'm playing on medium graphic settings and somebody else is playing on high graphic settings, the amount of foliage should be consistent. Because in a way, those of us that want the higher fidelity, like I said, if you really want to get downright technical in terms of visibility, I'm playing on fucking ultra hardcore mode, and you assholes are playing on easy mode.
Well, for me, I play everything on low because I have a 180 hertz monitor, so I need all the frames I can get.
Right. There's some people have their specific reasons. I mean, some people, it's just sheer hardware power. Their hardware just can't fucking do it. I get that. But at the end of the day, especially in something like RedSec, Ranked, where it's ranked, the playing field needs to be as even as humanly possible. If I'm playing on medium graphic settings and there's a bush there, that bush needs to show up on your screen regardless of whether you're playing on low or ultra, is my point. Because that's making shit uneven across the board. Again, just because I want that little bit of extra fidelity. And the other player might not even know that the situation is being there. A lot of players might not even know that the situation exists. There might be some that do and are purposely playing on low because, haha, la 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 la, I want to be able to see all of the things. And that's the only reason behind it. That I don't get behind. But in this day and age, again, in our year, Lord 2026, I don't understand why we can't have graphic settings that just affect texture resolutions, tessellation, geometry, resolution, shit like that. That's where a lot of it makes the difference. Not, oh my God, there's this fucking, 2K poly mesh of a tree sitting over here. I got to get rid of it. No. Poly rendering is not as taxing as it used to be.
Well, yeah,
There's no excuse for it anymore.
Going back on topic, just because I have like 5-10 minutes.
Back on topic now.
So how you feel about the naval maps and so far for what you've seen?
I'm of hype right now. I'm really hoping for the best in this. I mean, they're even adding a fighter assault mode, which I'm kind of looking forward to. My one big hitch is the F-14. And I was thinking about this morning. I'm curious. I don't think they're going to base it wouldn't make sense for them to base this F-14 off of the F-14A or the F-14B or the F-14D, or because that plane is so old. I know there's.
Oh, by the way, both factions will have the jets.
Both have both jets.
Yeah.
See, now that starts a whole another argument in of itself. That's wrong, and it shouldn't be a thing. They honestly.
I personally
maybe
don't care.
NATO could have. Here's the thing, because you don't really do air-to-air combat that much.
I don't know.
You're not really a pilot. So I mean, me sitting here and saying what I'm going to say, I don't think it's going to make much sense to you, because it's in the same vein of everybody else's argument on visibility of I can't tell what class is what at a glance, which causes a whole different slew of problems in of itself. But when you're in an aircraft and there's not a marker pip on it because for some stupid fucking reason air radar doesn't work, that creates a problem. Because if I'm in an F-18 and my enemy is in an F-18, I have no way of differentiating whether it's friendly or not. So what would have made more sense is NATO had the F-18 and PAX had the F-14. or the F-14 Super Tomcat, which is what I'm pretty sure they're basing it off of, just so the damn thing could make sense so that it keeps up. They're basing this new F-14 off of the original Super Tomcat plans that got scrapped in lieu of the the F-16 or the F-18. In lieu of the F-18, I'm pretty sure. My avionics history is a little loose on that one, so if somebody wants to correct me, but yes, the Super Tomcat got canceled for one of the newer aircraft. So I'm thinking that this is what they're basing it off of. It would make sense. Now, if
My
PAX would be
immersion.
using that, if PAX would be using that, that would make sense. Then you'd have F-18s versus F-14s. Now, if we're going to do the Top Gun thing, why didn't we take? I know they were using Su-57s in the movie, so it was F-18s versus Su-57s. Why didn't we just keep it that PAX just keeps using the Su-57s and maybe the F-14s, and NATO sticks with the F-18s and the F-14s? That would make more sense as far as target acquisition profiles, because if you see an F-14, then you know it's a 50-50 chance it's an enemy. If I see an Su-57, I know it's a PAX. I know it's a PAX fighter, and I have to engage it. That's what I'm saying.
Question
The
is,
fact that both factions are using the same aircraft, that's going to cause problems
How
because
much-
that's never been the precedent up until
how
now.
much the friendly HUD tells you is it enemy or friendly jet?
0 until I get a spot on it or somebody spots it.
Oh,
Until
really?
I get in with
Okay.
like 200 meters or 250 meters of the aircraft, I can't determine, I don't get a pip whether it's friendly or not. So I have to rely off of the visual profile of the aircraft itself and make that determination based on where it's coming from and what it's doing. And I also have to know whether I have other friendly aircraft in the air or not as well. I mean, being a pilot in this game is a little bit more involved than what it used to be because you have to rely more on visual acquisition. I'm using my free look camera a lot more than what I used to in Battlefield 4. The reason being is because I gain altitude. I go almost to the top of the skybox, and I invert and I look down at the map to try and I basically act like a fucking honk in this game when it comes to fighter jets. If anybody's seen any videos that I've posted as far as fighter jet combat goes, that's how I operate. Because nobody looks up. So therefore I constantly look down. But yeah, most of my target acquisition and figuring out what I've got to fire at is based off of silhouettes and movement, because spotting from an altitude, it's impossible.
Fair enough. Because
It is impossible to spot targets in a jet, damn near. It really is. And even if I get in cockpit view and I'm trying to spot an aircraft that I'm actively chasing and gunning at, it's very hard to get it to spot. Air radar in this game needs a huge buff as far as the radar itself on the map and your proximity scan and your ability in order to spot friendly and unfriendly targets. I'm sorry.
Didn't they add air radar in the last patch or something like that? I remember there was some big deal about.
They did, but I haven't. I mean, and I know some people are going to be pissed about this, but I haven't really spent much time in a fighter jet since then. So if they have done it, I haven't really noticed much of a change.
Okay,
Because
because
I know
there
I've
was
flown between
something
then and
they
now, but I've
added,
never
but
really
I
noticed.
don't remember. It was like last update, or I can't remember. It was like 2-3 patches ago, I think. I don't remember.
They added, so I don't think they did anything to the air radar itself. I think what they did was they just opened up the map itself a little bit more open,
Maybe
because
that's what it was.
originally when the
Yeah,
game launched,
I'm not part. I'm not
you
part.
were
So I have
running
no
an
idea.
infantry radar flying. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. No, like you can't. Your map is useless in a jet unless you pull up the full map.
Okay, that's what it was.
It's,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah. But yeah, this season for me, from like I already said like early in this episode, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this season that much, is because Naval Warfare is not my type of thing, and from what I've seen, that Suru Reef is not gonna be a really interesting, good map. It's gonna be too big, too boring, and all that kind of stuff. They haven't even removed the flags. They literally still kept the 9 flags on the map from the Battlefield Labs playtest. I thought they're gonna reduce it to like 7. No, there's still 9 flags. For 64 players, that's a lot. Especially for a really big map. Because it's like almost it's almost the double size of Golmud, by the way.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of movement. You're going to have a lot of split movement. You're going to have a lot of sporadic combat. You're going to have a lot of... I can see why they're doing it that way. They want this map to be more vehicle combat than anything else. I get it. Because you really look at the map. The amount of usable terrain and land on there for actual land vehicles is from what I remember looking at the map, it's at a minimum. There's a lot of elevations, there's a lot of sheer cliffs on that map and shit like that. So, tanks and IFVs, they're not going to be as effective on that map, but they're still going to have their effectiveness if they can dig in and camp somewhere. That being said, this looks more like a map that is catered for aircraft and boats. And I know some people are kind of like, ugh, but I mean, it's the two new things that they've got coming out now. The boats, of course, there's going to be a map where the boats are the highlight, and this is probably that map. And now we're doing this aircraft pass. Well, jets, cast runs, they're going to become more important. Pilots on this map, I feel like, are going to be a little bit more regarded with respect. The only thing that I'm worried about is anti-air capabilities at the enemy bases, how far out that AA can shoot, how sensitive that AA is, and how much it decides to just let me fly an enemy fighter over my base 80 different times and do a circle fight and do a one circle fight against him and finally shoot him down. And my AA doesn't bother with it at all, even though the target's been spotted. But yet I get, 200 meters south of the enemy base and suddenly their fucking air gun just knows where the fuck I am. That's dog shit too. That shit needs to be fixed. I'm sorry for the profanity.
I
But
mean,
that's
by the way,
that shit's annoying.
half the patch notes were literally about swimming, how they redesigned swimming and everything. And I'm just thinking, well, yeah, it's part of the naval combat. I don't think they should be explaining to me why my character is interacting with water. I don't think that should be in the patch notes, but that's my opinion.
Well,
oh, the way your character interacts with water now, like, great, but that's what kind of expected. I don't think that should be in the patch notes.
my man gonna boil it and drink it?
it's like make a cup of tea from the fucking water. From enemy blood. Oh my god, yeah.
But you can only do it with a British skin.
Oh, yes. In the store, there is some sort of British teacup type of thing, but anyway. But yeah, so I need to go in 5 minutes. So, yeah, long story short, I think the season's not gonna be my favorite. I think this is just a passing by type of season, just whatever. I'll enjoy it and then I'll do something else. I don't think it's gonna be like, oh my god, it's the most amazing season, because the patch notes didn't look that great. Sure, there's some quality of life stuff for the HUD and UI. Sure, it's fine, but overall, I'm like, it's fine. It's like I don't think it's gonna be the best season out there. I think it's gonna be on the same terms as season 1. I think. It's
going to be up there. It's going to be memorable. It's going to have its time. You're sitting here like, I don't think I'm going to like this all that much, and I'm sitting here going, yeah, until you and I get in a good match where I can actually be a good pilot, do good cast runs, do my job properly, then you're going to fucking love it, because that tends to happen with certain maps where I have that ability. But that being said, I don't think this is going to be like a knockout home run, grand slam. This is going to save the game. Some of yours would say. I think this is going to be one of those things that's going to draw more people in because it's new, it's unique, it's a rehash of something that, us older fans know and love. We all love the Naval Warfare maps for the most part. I think that was one of the most highly regarded DLCs for Battlefield 4.
Not in my opinion.
You either loved it or you hated it.
I didn't hate it. I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy it that much. That's all.
It's not necessarily your cup of tea. And I know you Brits don't like swimming, so it is what it is.
Not like we're an island anyway and had one of the best navies out there. But anyway, but yeah, I think this season, I don't think it's gonna be as bad as season 1, but I don't think it's gonna be as good as season 2 or 3. I think this is gonna be just below those 2 seasons, and people are gonna bitch about it and everything. But when the stage 2 will start, I think people are gonna maybe it's not too bad, because the new mode, new map, and some stuff changes and everything, and that's on top of.
I'm really hoping that air-to-air mode works really well. I really am. I'm hoping it works better than the last 2 times they tried doing an air-to-air combat mode. Because what was it? The one in Battlefront was really fucking good.
Oh, Squadron, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, Starfighter Squadron or whatever the fuck it was.
Squadron
That was
Assault
really
or some shit.
good.
What was it called?
Now, if they change, I'm curious because this air assault mode, I feel like in a way it's kind of tying in. Carrier assault's its own separate mode, right? Or is that part of the air assault?
It'll be separate, yeah.
So it's its own separate thing. So if you guys think about it, they technically have the mechanics in order to split carrier assault up into 2 separate modes in of itself. Okay, think about it. You can have the carrier assault that allows the ground vehicles and the infantry and the whole spit and spoodle All of
I
it.
I see where you're going with that.
Okay. And then you have the carrier assault mode that's just aircraft, and you have to bomb the shit out of the carrier. I would play the fuck out of that.
We'll see. Okay, I really need to go. So,
Right.
yeah, I know it's very, very abrupt. So anyway, guys, thank
It's
you
very
guys
short and sweet.
well, it's been going for an hour for me. So alright, anyway, guys, if you enjoyed and everything, subscribe to Patreon, patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. Q&A is happening, like I said. If you have any questions and everything, you have until the 1st of August to submit your questions for me, Ray, whatever. And any questions, just send it. Everything's in the link. Everything's in the fucking link in the stupid descriptions. Anything, closing thoughts, Ray?
Nope, you guys enjoy yourselves, stay out of trouble, and I will see you guys when I see you. If you see me on the field, just give me a wave.
We're supposed to record a Patreon episode tomorrow, so hopefully that's gonna go well. So if you want to hear more with more relaxing, less rushing, subscribe to
There's
Patreon.
where you turn.
Yeah, subscribe to Patreon, patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. Alright, thank you guys for listening, and hopefully the new season is fine and great, and we'll do the impressions for the next episode. So anyway, thank you guys so much, and thank you, Ray, for joining for the last 30 minutes.
Good night, everybody.